So every week we put out multiple episodes to help you on your jiu-jitsu journey. Now, it's a privilege for us to be in this position, but we want to ask one thing from you. And this is a very small gesture on your part, but it means the world to us. Simply hit the follow or subscribe button on whichever platform you enjoy this podcast on. It means the world to us. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Bulletproof For BJJ podcast. The question is, who is number one? Number one, big one. Recently, who's number one card? Dramatic stuff going on. Your boy, Nicholas Meringale.
Cuts off all his hair.
Victorious. Oh, you were upset with the haircut?
No, I wasn't mad about it. I just noticed it.
Yeah.
I got a text from a couple of people. Hey, man, Nicholas cut all his hair off. I was like, thanks for updating me.
Will you be now cutting off all your hair, Joe?
Hard to say. I mean, nah, I've come a long way with this hair of mine. But Meringale, bro, he made it like...
He did a good job.
The guy's a good competitor.
Dude, he got I think it was like halfway through the match, he got the takedown.
Mm-hmm.
And
it was kind of in the last third. Or like it was really...
maybe 8 minutes, from 7.5, 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Gets the takedown, passes guard to mount.
He got the takedown, kind of single, switched to the back.
Yep.
Went for the rolling back take, came up on that smash pass.
Yeah.
He's just a persistent motherfucker, isn't he?
His big frame, I think that's the thing. Kynan Duarte, he doesn't roll many people bigger than him. He's such a big, solid unit. And I think that's the thing that Nicholas has on his side. He's got that range.
So I'm just going to say this, and I might come across as a bit kind of naive.
Sure.
With this sort of stuff. So please educate me. The stand-up battles that you see in jiu-jitsu, in no-gi, are usually pretty, like the clubbing and it's usually pretty rudimentary stuff, right?
Sure.
Because no one wants to shoot. Like it's risky to commit to something. So it's this awkward kind of shitty wrestling tie-up thing kind of thing that goes on, right?
Right.
Now I fully acknowledge that it's different to wrestling and that it happens like that because you don't want to get guillotined, you don't want to, whatever. But like they did that for the first half of the match, and it seems like that's what tired out Duarte.
Yeah,
like it seems like once because there wasn't a lot of action. Then it was like, okay, the rolling back take piece comes up on top. Yeah, of course, Nicholas is applying pressure like the mother, but. Once he passed, it was like Kynan was gone.
It was over.
Yeah, it's like gassed. And I don't know, I'm like, then you're watching people like, and I didn't watch their match, and we're going to talk about it after, but you watch people like Dante Leon or Ethan Crelinstein.
Pushes.
Pace on these cats. And obviously they're smaller humans.
Yes.
So I get it. Heavyweights have just, it costs them more energy to move. But I'm like, man, I don't know. I feel like the conditioning should be higher. I agree. I'm not trying to hang shit on any of the heavyweights, by the way. No. Nicholas, you're my boy.
But I'm saying that I honestly believe that for these bigger guys, they're not getting pushed. Like they're just not. Like what I find very interesting is that not enough jiu-jitsu guys are training with professional level wrestlers. Like they're not on a wrestling mat. They're not doing a training camp with the Hawkeyes or at
with
some the Iowa Hawkeyes. It's very just
wrestling team,
very famous, brutal training, and many different reputable colleges around Australia, around America, where you could just put them in with not even your best guys, and they would kick their ass. And that's the thing; it's really lacking. But like you said, you don't want to get guillotined, so you don't want to get in the habit of doing certain movements. I think the solution...
Not everyone can be a Gary Tonin.
No, not everyone can, but then also you got to think Gary's a lightweight guy. That's why he moves as well as he does.
Have there been heavyweights that do move more like that? Buchecha's pretty dynamic, isn't he?
Is a very dynamic mover.
Gordon is strangely quite dynamic. Like he doesn't go fast, but he actually moves quite a bit.
He moves well, but he's a pace guy. He's a slow and steady. He keeps it at 70%, and he doesn't go outside of it, and he doesn't drop below it. He just keeps it the whole time. But speaking of pushing the pace, Dante Leon did beat Ethan Crelinstein.
That's
who's
huge.
number one. And Ethan is very good.
I'm a big fan of Dante.
Yeah.
I really like his style.
Yeah.
He's exciting. I didn't see that match because I don't have the Flow Grappling subscription. What's up, bruh? We'll give you a shout. But every time I watch his highlights and shit on Instagram, I'm like, man, this guy gets after it.
He's incredibly fit and also insanely strong. You know, the guy trains at Westside Barbell. I personally don't think that everything they do at Westside is great. Like I've seen him do shadow wrestling in the squat, the squat belt, like
With bands or something.
like no, it's like why is the name
Oh, the belt squat.
belt squat machine? But he's doing shadow wrestling, so he's kind of doing like little quarter squats and moves and stuff to kind of fatigue the quads and the glutes and stuff. I don't know how valuable that is, but whatever. Westside Barbell make people strong, so there it is.
Did I tell you my Dante story from ADCC? Have I told that story?
No,
Oh, this is so awkward.
please.
This is so awkward, man. So we're at ADCC, end of day one.
Sure.
We've left.
Yep.
I think day one took us an 8. Remember we walked back.
It was huge.
We walked. We didn't catch cabs.
Yeah,
The line was-
it was myself, Ola, you, and the Prince.
Yeah.
It was epic.
And I think when we parted ways on the strip, you were going to your place, we were going to ours. We were, I'm sure it was just the Prince and I at this point, and we're walking down the strip, and there's like, you know, there's kind of people around.
packed.
In Vegas is packed, right? But there's people around that you can say like, oh, they're obviously here for ADCC.
Yeah.
You see the is. So there's a couple of people kind of walking next to us, pretty busy. A couple of people walking next to us, and I'm just frothing out about. I was frothing so hard. PJ Barcher's performance from day one,
Amazing.
right? I'm like, F me, that was on fire.
Yeah, he beat JT Torres.
Right?
Fucking hell.
Yeah, he was so done. And so I'm just like, you know, we're talking about the matches and reliving it and shit. And anyway, there's two guys next to me, and I'm like, oh, I should talk to these guys. We're all walking the same way. They're obviously here for ADCC. I could see there's like 3 of them.
Yeah.
I could see the cauliflower area. And so I was like, what do you reckon, boys? Match of the day? How good was PJ Barch? Or no, I said something like that. Yeah. And they look over, and the guy next to me here, and then the guy next to him sticks his head out, and it's Dante Leon. And I'm like, oh, hey, what's up, guys? And here's the awkward shit. Damn. I had no idea how Dante did on day one.
Yeah.
I hadn't followed his
hadn't paid
journey
attention
because there's
to it.
too many matches to watch.
Yeah, there was
right?
so much going on.
There's so much going on. I had no idea what he did. So instead of being like, holy shit, Dante, bro, how did you do? Because I'm like, I don't want to, that's disrespectful.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that to him. So what I did was just continue in the conversation like he was just another guy.
Just a normal guy.
And so the guy, you know, and so I'm like, PJ Barch, and the guy's like, oh yeah, bye-bye. And I don't think Dante really engaged. He kind of, you know, I was talking more to his mate. And the guy kind of gave me a response, and I gave back a response, blah-blah. And then I was like, oh shit. And the dude, the energy was obviously kind of weird because his mate was like, bro, you haven't acknowledged Dante Leon is here. And so the guy goes to me, hey bro, we've got a future world champion right here. And I was like, oh yeah, love what you do, man. Awesome. Or something. Like I fully just didn't give him the credit he deserved.
You that up.
And then you know what happened the next day?
What?
Dante crueled PJ Barch.
He did.
Right.
He did.
I gave him that. I gave him the fire to rip that, to put.
Yeah, look, Joey
like, fuck that guy on the
inspired
strip.
Dante. He was like, I'm going to show this hater,
Bro.
this not knowing hater.
I want to just give an apology to Dante. I mean, I gave you that victory, so I want to give you that. But I just the fact I wasn't able to be who to say what I wanted. But I was like, I feel so guilty saying, man, I didn't see you at all today. How did you go?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because what if he's like, well, I lost my first round? You'd be like, oh, I'm sorry.
He's like, I smashed everyone. You didn't see me smash everyone?
That's right.
Yeah. No, shout out, man. Dante Leon, a monster. And also a fellow representative of Parry Athletics.
That's right. When we hooked up with Parry, I was like, I'm going to have to come clean on this.
Yes.
I'm going to have to tell this story so that it's out there.
We
I cannot hide behind my anonymity any longer.
Anonymity.
Anonymity.
But yeah, anonymity. We'll get there. We at some stage are probably going to have to roll with Dante. So it'll be good. We'll put the Parry gear on
that'll
and
be fun.
We'll all get wrecked. We all get wrecked. Dante will have a good time. Fion Davies just with the knee cut of justice.
Basic jiu-jitsu.
Jasmine Rocha.
Basic jiu-jitsu.
Oh my
You
God.
and your new boyfriend.
The smack
Did you see that one? She
No.
ripped her on, well, she just changed teams. She got a new boyfriend. How much time can she be? Jasmine was at the, and
Just talking.
And Fion was just like, what the f-? And then Jasmine, after all that, Jasmine said like, what do you, how do you think you're going to finish me? And then Fion's like, I'll finish you however you want to be finished, bitch.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, like she was like indignant.
Oh, bro, she was upset. That was like very...
Jasmine built up the match. I go, I can't, the hype talk goes a long way to making everyone excited. So did that. But yeah, I think Fion didn't finish her right, but she dominated.
She didn't.
Took the
She
back.
dominated, and she came through with that knee cut. She was like, "Oh, you think I can't do this against your guard?
Yeah.
Boom, I'm the queen right now," and she is. So, yeah, that was on decision.
Fucking awesome.
Dante Leon got the rear naked choke against Ethan.
That's a huge win.
Yeah,
Ethan's a motherfucker.
Ethan won Polaris. He's like the Polaris champ at the moment. So I think what that sets up now is because Nicky Ryan made his comeback and he got the decision over Rene Souza and looked awesome. He had the body lock triangle.
He was on the back for pretty much 80% of the match, huh?
Yeah, he was all over him. And Nicky Ryan did actually previously blow his knee out against Dante Leon.
Okay, Dante, there he is. He's always trip in Vegas. There's Dante.
He's everywhere. But I'm saying I think you could see a matchup between Nicky Ryan and Dante. I think that'd be a great match.
That'd be amazing, yeah.
Because they're both amazing wrestlers. And
Got to give props to Rene Souza.
Souza.
Man, his defense on the back was just... I would have just given up. Like, he was just in there for a long time and just like, no, I can't. I'm not giving you this.
I'm not
choke.
letting you tap me.
Yeah.
Yep. Now, Philippe Pena got the rear naked choke on Haisam Rita.
That's huge.
Bro. And he's a big dude. And, I think Philippe is the more accomplished competitor, but Haisam is beating a lot of dudes right now.
Yeah, Haisam's got a huge amount of momentum, it seems. And he's like really... I didn't see the match, but he's really aggressive and he's really dynamic.
Yes.
And I think that's what you don't see from guys like Philippe. They're not crazy dynamic.
He's a control guy.
Yeah, so you would think like, damn, Haisam's going to give him some trouble. That's taking the back and choking him out. That's nice.
But I mean, Philippe nearly took Nicky Rod's back a few times, right? But Nicky Rod's an incredibly hard guy to hold on to. And then he then called out Craig Jones. He's like, the coolest guy in jiu-jitsu is Craig Jones. We didn't show beautiful jiu-jitsu, so let's do again. Run it back.
They'd have to sell it hard for me to want to watch that again.
No, I honestly, everything Craig said after that match was trying to get Gordon to fight him.
Yeah,
he called Nicky his brother. He called himself the pound-for-pound greatest grappler in the world. He just basically said a bunch of shit which would trigger Gordon.
Yeah, right.
He just wanted Gordon to say something, but Gordon just would not acknowledge.
Wow.
He's become immune to Craig's
You know what Craig needs to do? He needs to get Joe Biden in his corner. That'll really poke the bear.
But I think that doesn't line up with Craig's ideals. Craig loves his guns. He loves Texas. He's not a fan of Biden, I don't believe. He loves too many nose beers. Have you seen the New Balance nose beers?
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Right.
I love that he's bringing that energy.
The corporations are lining up to sue for copyright infringement.
Do you know how many like copyright infringements their merch has? And then they put like the Chicago Bulls promo and it's like, please do not sue us.
Yeah.
Classic. Helena Creva versus Creva Healy Hook.
Our girl Healy.
Healy. The name.
Creva, short work, huh?
Yeah, look, I think
Was a
Healy was a bit nervous.
straight ankle lock, wasn't it?
Heel hook. She,
was a heel
She
hook.
turned into it and bridged into it.
Okay.
And it looked mean. I mean, Healy's very flexible.
Yeah.
Healy said different stuff. Like, it's so tough. You go in with a game plan. You're like, I'm not going to let this person do the thing they're really good at.
And they get into an entanglement.
Find a way to get there. So, yeah, look, she's...
Like even seeing, so you know Healy, right?
Yeah, I know really well.
I know her through. I haven't actually met her in person.
Yeah,
but know her through the gram and stuff. But like for her, stepping onto that arena is a huge event.
Huge.
So you got to think like, man, that would be full on. That's her first date. She's fighting again this Thursday.
Yeah,
I saw in some other event.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of super fight events that are constantly going on. So if you're good enough and a team puts you forward, she's representing B team. Just happy days,
man.
So great experience for her in terms of getting ready to be on that level, competing on the world stage. But yeah, I mean, it's so cool that we see it now. You know, one championship's doing it. You got Polaris. You got who's number one. You know, the UFC will have its super fight card, whatever.
Yeah.
ADCC 2024. The trials are coming up. There's lots of stuff going on.
When are the trials?
The trials for at least Oceania or whatever, I believe, are in Singapore. And
wow.
They're coming into early of next year, first quarter kind of thing.
Oh, it's beginning of next year.
Yeah, I believe
And then
so.
ADCC is next year as well.
Yeah, September.
Right on.
T-Mobile Arena. Will we be there?
So T-Mobile, that's not the one we were at last time, was it? T-Mobile was even bigger.
40,000 people.
Jesus.
It's going to be massive.
Wow.
I'll give Mo a call. Mo Jassim. Be like, yo, Mo, you got that sweet spot for us down next to Joe Rogan? We can talk about podcasting. Give him some advice. It'll be good. We'll be there.
I can see you doing nose beers with Joe right now.
Bro, I can see
What kind of beers are these anyway?
There'll be
Was
me.
this a pale ale? Shit. Man, my heart rate's really high.
If we're at the ADCC, I would be exchanging sidekicks with Joe Rogan. Like, I would want to tutor him on that. He's juiced to the gills.
You could do the side kicks with him. I'd do the nose beers with fucking Craig or some shit.
Craig will be at the party, man. You hit him up. But no, I think
So Gordon posted about Rogan, said happy 64th birthday. I believe that. I was like, fuck me, man, 64.
Wow.
We just Googled it, though. He's 56.
he's 56.
But
yeah.
still, that's incredible.
No, he's in great form, and he's definitely put a lot of energy towards looking the way he does.
Bro, I'm getting on that athletic greens.
Bro, he's on the Mike O'Hearn train, bro. There's so much drugs in Joe Rogan. Like, I think, him and Yoel Romero side by side, like
Yeah, well, I think he actually came up in the Cuban Olympic program.
he made it.
As we know.
He might have. That's what counts for his team.
It's a wild accusation, JT.
Right.
What's he, he does he does some kind of, what does he do, TRT?
TRT. He's
TRT.
very open. He's very open about that. But I mean, that's a very blanket statement for like doctor prescribed drugs. What else is he taking? Right? Like, is he on that stem cells? Is he getting them little baby fetuses?
Thanks.
Cheers.
Sil.